Hey everyone, how y'all doing? Welcome to the Brass Ass Podcast. I am your host, Suke Sace, and today I got a good topic. I'm going to talk about the modern era of hockey coaching. It's September and the start of a new hockey season, which brings excitement and enthusiasm from all players at all ages. But if you want to coach it in today's world with the modern hockey player, I got a few tips for you. Things are changing, and you have to stay current to lead the modern player. Because hockey, as we all know, is an ever-evolving sport. But it isn't just the game itself that has seen major changes. Because the new generation of modern players are entering the sport with different skill sets, attitudes, and goals. And it can be a challenge for coaches and some old timers, to keep up with these ideas. But it is important to learn to adapt if one wants to continue to contribute to the hockey world today. And with the new modern generation of hockey players also comes a new set and a new generation of coaches. These aren't necessarily younger, right? They're not. Some are old and some aren't, but they are willing to accept the changes that have come over the years. Some coaches who have come from the old school world of hockey have successfully transitioned into coaching the modern era player. But I gotta tell you something, it takes some time to adjust. And other coaches are coming out of this generation and proving themselves among their peers. But one major change with this generation of hockey players is that they don't simply respond to, let's say, basic demands and emotional communication. The player today, they want to have things explained to them so that they really can understand why something might set them up for success or failure. That's understandable. So the coach, that coach that screaming from the bench, is no longer effective in today's hockey world, folks. No. Instead, a coach needs to be cool, calm, and collected in order to connect with the players. While a coach can no doubt still send a message with let's say a line change or fewer minutes on the ice, the coach can't just leave it at that. Because I'll tell you why. That the players deserve respect and explanations, right? Even when they aren't playing up to their potential. Look at today's coaches are far more likely to, let's say, take an active interest in helping young players develop rather than going with the tough love approach, all right, of hanging them out to dry until they come to the realizations on their own. So what they need in today's world is positive reinforcement. The past, the tough love coaching style was a big part of the past. With many coaches willing to verbally attack players or make jokes at their expense. This was seen as gritty and jarring, but something that ultimately made the players tougher and helped them, let's say, break into the cutthroat nature of the game. This behavior, however, is no longer popular and is in fact become unacceptable in many circles around the world. Because today's players, folks, they need more encouragement from their coaches and their teammates. As more people become more aware of the negative effects of, let's say, bullying, there's not much much of a need to toughen up the players, because there is a lot more respect to go around at all age levels. Teams develop a sense of unity at the beginning of the season, and a coach who threatens with harsh or demanding words ultimately could find himself or herself losing the respect and the attention of their players. Look, criticism is okay, but it needs to be constructive criticism rather than focusing on the negatives. The younger modern players may be a little bit more sensitive to being called out, but they are eager to learn and make improvements so long as they are properly walked through them. Because in the past, most exercises were team exercises, and little attention was paid to the needs of individual players in the past. There were, let's say, coaches who helped sharpen it and develop skills, but the focus was on getting the team to play together, and many drills were done with the team as a whole. Now, with major advances, folks, in technology these days, it is more wise to focus on individual players and teach them in a one-on-one manner. Because video analysis, the plays, it plays a big part in this trend, and the current modern player, they want to go over it. Right? It's available, go over instead of simply molding into a role team, right? They want personalized direction and often want to be given a task to perform. The players changing, and this isn't to say that team drills, folks, and practices aren't important. They are still the best way to improve the group as a whole, yes. But hear me out. Custom interaction with each player is trending upward, and coaches are more aware than ever before. This requires, yes, it requires a little bit more work in the beginning, but it helps to make the team better in the long run. If a coach, I'll tell you why, if a coach understands the needs, the strengths, and the weaknesses of every individual on that team, the coach then can make a better decision both on and off the ice. Much to the slap in the face, right, of many older players and fans, fighting in hockey is way down, and the game as a whole has really become less physical and more about, truthfully, the speed and the skill and the mental edge. And there is still need for solid defensemen. I know that, and big hits. But the leagues across the world, folks, have become more concerned about safety. And younger fans need this. They want to see flashy plays, the fancy. They want to see the skill sets. They want to see all this, folks, right? More than they want to see the violence. They do. Because I'll tell you, the coaches who encourage dirty plays and reckless moves are no longer attractive. Leagues, especially the youth leagues, take concussions and injuries very seriously and are likely to suspend or expel coaches who are putting their players in the harm's way. Today's coaches, are focused on teaching their kids not only skills required to succeed in the game, but also the patience and the ability to keep it clean and safe for everyone. Now, all the coach is still the ultimate authority, yes, of a hockey team. Today's coaches aren't generally looked at as a hothead strongman as they once were. They can't just dictate everything about the game like the past, and the players, trust me, are better off for it. The current modern era of coaches, they want to make themselves available. You have to the individual players, and are ready to listen to questions and concerns. The modern coach is willing to do that. In a way, today's coaches are doing a lot more coaching, right? They really are than they did in the past. Back in the day, it was common for, let's say, a coach to be more of a ruler, demanding players to do exactly, what they said, or be benched for the remainder of the season. It was a tough world to succeed in, and it might have really discouraged many potential stars from reaching their goals. I'm telling you, it was a different game. So with a softer and more individualized approach, the new modern generation of players, folks, might be the most promising ones yet. Yes, I am your host, Sue K. Sace. You have just listened to the Brass Ass Podcast.